For me, one of the top keyboards of 2020 is probably Juby. Ion Keyboards Juby with PCB only mount. Oh my god, it sounds and feels so good. The layout is also like Pog. It's
Wait,
60x.
Oh,
The
60.
layout is 60% with extension. Yeah, macro columns on the left. Oh, speaking of stuff on the left, the reason why I personally don't like knobs is actually a very functional reason, is because knobs don't make sense on the right side of keyboards. I'll say this over and over again,
Yeah.
but they just don't make sense on the right side of keyboard. Why? Because, for example, I want to use, like, even if it's for volume, for scrolling, for pretty much any reason, if I use a knob, I'm probably gonna have my hand on the mouse on the right side while I use the knob on the left. So for me to take off my hands off the mouse and use a knob is super uncomfortable. Like, I would just rather use my keyboard for that, or a macro pad.
The one thing,
So it makes no sense for the knob to be on the right side. It actually belongs. The best place to put a knob is on a macro pad, not on the keyboard, because it's mobile. You can move it around on your desk.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I've been on the fence with knobs because, I mean, like, if we look back before we had customs, right? A lot of knobs that existed on keyboards were still right-handed. I don't know if they were good, but like there had to have been some decision there, right? Like multimedia keys are on the right above the numpad. But now that we can move stuff around because it's not arbitrary, I think we should. I don't know if we should. Like, I think it's better to explore putting it elsewhere than the right.
Okay, I think everyone's missing something super obvious. We're going the wrong direction with knobs, and this is the reason I say they shouldn't be on keyboards. What already has a knob that you can use? Your mouse, okay? Actually have a programmable mouse where you can like hold down a function and just use your mouse knob to control whatever else you want other than just scrolling. It's already there.
MX Master is so pog, so good.
Come on, guys. Come on, y'all. But actually, now that I think about it, I have some top boards of 2020 that I've received that I really like. HBCP, Honeybush Compact.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Up there. I built mine with the FR4 half plate. Ink housings, bum wipe stems, so it is just super nice and smooth.
Trackball users, don't ever trust trackball users. Okay, they're like the ISO users.
Let me see.
The mice world.
Okay, like I'll do some not honorable mentions, but like just mentions in general that I really like as keyboards that came out this year. Geonworks F18X, super bouncy board, really nice overall. Like as a TKL, great aesthetic.
Who has one right now on their desk?
And do you?
Hell yeah, I do.
Nice.
F1
well, Gasket 00 is still running, so I guess that hasn't shipped yet. Let me see.
Gasket 00 for the best possible cheap 60 with gasket mount and most fired thread during group.
There's a few good 60%. A lot of good 60% came out this year. Not Juby, sorry. Gasket 00, Prophet.
Ogre.
I guess Ogre is but it's not at the same price point. But yeah. It's a good 60% nonetheless. K is a good 60%.
Actually, this year was really exciting for all types of boards.
There's was it Moon Tower 60% too, right?
Yes.
The Texas one. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I've heard good things about it. Polaris, of course.
Earlier this year,
great
was year of 75s. A ton of good 75s came out, like unironically.
Is there such thing as a good 75 though?
Yeah, GOG 75 came out. Fuck off. 75s are great, okay?
God, I love GOG too, but I'm just not a big fan of 75s.
I mean, you did a Xeno review after all.
Yeah, don't you?
And what did I think about my Xeno?
Wait, hold on. I'm not the one who put.
Well, that was only. What if it had been?
The Leaf was loud. Actually, what if we'll switch into it? Okay, I didn't make that bad decision. You did.
What if your Xeno had actually not had the machining / anno issues? I actually wonder what your reaction would have actually been.
It would have been better, but I still have like general issues with how I feel about the board, at least in its
the layout,
current configuration.
Right? I see. I actually don't. I like Xeno. Well, I'm kind of biased towards Xeno because I like it for a long time.
This year had this was a great year. Like a lot of banger 60s came out. Like Thermal kind of technically came out this year, like released.
It's still releasing. I mean, same another one that the Heine.
I haven't had the chance
TKL.
to use it,
I'm still waiting for mine to ship. Probably won't get it until year. Unfortunately.
Heine, if you're watching, I'm sorry I didn't PM you. Okay.
One of the best comebacks this year is the Weave-In.
Oh,
reran round 3.
Oh right,
Crazy.
yeah.
The Jur 80, the Jur TKL also reran this year. That's a good one that
Such a
reran.
good one. I have the round one. Absolutely.
I had the
love it.
round one too.
Still one of my
Really nice,
hog top boards.
very unique. It's just unique because it's just PCB mount. Like,
I want
it's
more PCB straight
different.
mounted on something, not using
Same,
a
same,
plate.
same. Yeah,
Time TKL
I like that. I
reforged,
like the idea of
as
it.
Crossfire said, also reran.
Oh, I actually haven't tried. I mean, obviously,
Days
'cause-
of time. What the fuck? Yeah, time reran. What was it? The Moon TKL reran,
pretty
Mhm.
interesting. Moon TKL reran, yeah, late this year. It just recently
which is
closed.
I think. Okay, hold on. I think something interesting that I've noticed is that a lot of China boards are like slightly underrepresented, in my opinion, with the newer audience in
A lot of them
keyboards.
don't run here. That's why.
Yeah, a lot of them doesn't help.
A lot of them
but
just
yeah.
don't run here in the West.
Wait, what's underrepresented? Sorry,
Chinese
I feel like-
boards.
Just Chinese boards are a little.
you think
bit-
so? But because
do.
there's Fox Lab, there's the Think, there's
those
the
two are
exclusive boards. There's so many boards. There's Matrix Lab.
I think
not
those
all of them run in the West all the time.
most of the ones.
Oh, true. But well, exclusive Fox Lab and Think
They do, yeah.
stuff,
They run
Because
the
they all-
West.
huge.
Yeah.
Like all of Old Cat stuff always runs in the West.
Well, I mean, Old Cat has a big Western following, right? So there's
Well,
no point.
Old Cat lives in the U.S.
Yeah, he lives in the U.S., so I mean,
Yeah, he lives like in Arizona.
It
so
doesn't change the fact that his entire audience is a white. Okay. C3 is dedicated to selling to America, Jeff. So like I've spoken. to
yeah,
them about
C3 because they
selling-
have a collab going. So yeah.
Yeah, they're actually not allowed to sell
Um,
outside of any.
Ow. Yo, I mean, big exposure. This year's been notable for exposure of the overall Eastern community to like the West. Like I mean, like Linworks is doing international buys now. Matrix
Yeah.
Lab has been opened a Discord that's internationally open
because
now.
they saw how much
Um,
people were flipping boards
there's-
for it. so, like,
There's also like I mean there's now like an official like I mean there's like a Korean community that's much more active in the West now.
oh, thank God.
Like both in terms of like collecting and sellers and like you know there's like Keyrung, there's like Sung Up keyboards, there's like Kenions, there's like all these other people that
Wait,
like
is-
people might have known,
Wait,
right?
quick Gion check. Is he watching? Okay, good. Yo,
Yeah, Gion works, of course, yeah.
felt like a huge breakout maker this year. I don't know. I don't know how relevant he was before.
I would say it's because his background is so specific.
Because he was a one-of-one master, right? And then all of a sudden, like he released his new designs, and like people are just crazy.
Well, again, when you own the means of production,
when you own a
like,
work
when you
when you own your own, like when you own the shop
when
itself,
we, the
you
keyboard
can make
enthusiasts,
whatever you
own
want.
the means of production, we can overthrow the vendors.
Is that why you don't like things on the right?
The
Is
keyboard.
this a new skit? Is this going to be a keyboard communism skit now? Own the
Oh my
means of
God.
production.
Is
The keyboard
Oh no!
keyboardists.
Is this where the
rise
iSource skit's going?
up.
I think it's really funny that I think who else released. So I know Linworks and John released exactly how much it cost them to make their boards, and like why their boards is valued at what they are, and they don't actually
Mm-hmm.
make that much on the board. It's actually very little.
Yeah, it's
people
both
still
of them
bitch
work.
about- People still bitch about how much it costs, and it's like fuck you. Like we literally gave you the cost, and you're still mad. Like there's no
Yeah,
mark.
it's interesting. But also, I mean, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're in Korea. Korea, like manufacturing, is extremely expensive. Like it's absurdly expensive. So, but they want to keep it local because they want to support like their local economy as well as like
Well,
in the case of
actually,
Gion, like he owns the
both
facilities. And in the
Gion
case of Linworks, they work closely with a
Yeah, well, both
Yeah.
Dion and Linworks showed that the price against the China quote, and they weren't even that much different. Like it was marginal different, a sub $100 difference, which I think is fine.
You mean margin wise? I mean,
Like,
but
no, yeah,
when
like,
you talk about
no, like actual cost, they were like, oh, look, if I make the board,
production cost,
say 300.
yeah,
It's like in China, it's 220. It's like okay, yeah, it's not exactly
yeah,
worth.
but their logistics cost is so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like by the time you ship, and like that's why their keyboards are at least $500 now.
Well, hold on.
Basically,
do you think that does that mean this is my most excited board that's not a custom to come out this year will be the GMMK Pro because now all the people who can't wait for a group buy can stop waiting. They can just get a board.
Instead, they'll just have to wait for a pre-order.
Yeah, now
It's
they
still
will
waiting,
never.
dude. I don't know.
I mean,
which is still, which is
they're like,
basically a group buy.
It's basically
By
a
the
group
way,
buy.
it's just different words for a group buy.
Financially, financially
Hold
it's
on,
structured
they don't know.
differently, but
Oh.
realistically, it's still just a group buy.
oh, but it's not. 'cause
Yeah,
I spoke-
in the
I spoke
customer
to-
perspective, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, the
I
only
spoke
difference
to
is how it's organized financially.
Yeah,
No, I
like
spoke
on
to
the
people in
on the
China,
back. Yeah.
and actually this happens a lot. That even big manufacturers like SteelSeries and Razer, and even I would assume GMMK, they actually, when they put down an order for pre-production, they only put a down payment down.
Yeah.
They have a negotiation thing that,
Mhm.
oh, for sure,
Yeah.
units.
They,
So
they have this thing called credits.
yeah, they pay 30%, and then they're like, okay,
Big
the
big
rest.
companies can build credits. A small guy working out of his living room cannot.